How's it going, guys? Just wanted to share with you guys another build video of mine featuring the Styra this time. I had it sit in a few of the comments from other videos that people wanted to see me do a Styra build. So here we go. We're jumping right into the Styra this time, and it's honestly a pretty easy dinosaur. It doesn't have a lot of different abilities, so it's pretty straightforward. But I will share with you guys my build and how I play my Styra. So if you guys want to stick around after we go through the abilities, there will be some, gameplay footage of how I use the Styra in PvP fights and things like that. But I do want to say one thing before we jump in. Just want to say a huge thank you to you guys for checking out the channel, checking out the videos. Just seeing this channel grow has been huge, and I just want to appreciate the support, all the love and support that you guys have shown, and with all the likes and shares and comments and stuff like that, it's been huge, and it's just really cool to see it grow. And so it's all thanks to you guys. So I appreciate it. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the build like we always do. Starting off with the subspecies. So here, as you can see, I go with the plus 3% attack damage. And I just want to clarify that there's a couple subspecies that are pretty good, in my opinion, for the Styra. I think that is the attack damage and the plus 10% stamina recovery. So I feel like you can't really go wrong with either one of these, because the Styra's bread and butter and its life and death is basically whether or not it has stamina. So you need stamina to be able to live in a fight and things like that, so you can't really burn it out. Stamina recovery subspecies is good, to get that stamina back. So that does make that huge. I would not ever run the plus 2% frill damage. You're not going to really use your frills really too much in a fight. At least I haven't been able to. It's just, it doesn't really work very well, and you get way more value out of the other two subspecies. So we run for our build the plus 3% attack damage. And just want to clarify, because I've had this asked in the comments a couple times. People have said with some of my other builds, the dinos that have the plus 3%, they're like, why are you running it? It's only plus 3%. That is true, but it's 3% more damage than you would do on the first attack. If you hit them with a second attack, it's now another plus 3% more damage. That's a total of 6% increased damage to the two attacks that you've done, right? So you've done two attacks, you've now done 6% more damage than you would have done initially. You hit them with a third, and so on. So it does kind of stack up a little bit, and I do think that it is worth it. So if you're trying to get into fights like I do and end them quickly, I do play on official servers, so you don't want to really get third-partied and things like that. It's good to try to get the fight done and over with as quick as possible. So we run the plus 3% attack damage. As I said before, you want to go with the stamina recovery, that's not a bad option. Moving on to our abilities, we have two hit slots, and oddly enough, we only have two head attacks that we can even put in there. So your first one's headbutt. It's a quick headbutt attack. You can use it while running. This is perfect for tail riding and things like that, which is what the Styra is really good at, is chasing its target while, horning them basically with its horns. And of course, the second one is block, which is it's basically a shield type attack. You negate incoming damage if it connects to your head, chest, or neck, and it uses stamina while activated. So I don't really think it's worth the stamina cost, but I do use it against one of the DASPs in the footage to come if you want to stick around and watch the footage. But yeah, it's not all that good. For the senses, we only have one sense. We have Stampede, which is increasing your damage by 2.5% for each Ceratops in your group. It stacks up to 4 times. This is huge. So if you have a group member, this is going to increase your damage as well. So this makes this more of a pack animal or a pack dino than not. For our front limb, we have Balanced, which is you're gaining a plus 15% improved turning speed. So that's huge as well. I mean, you don't have any other slots, so might as well grab it. And when it comes to your hide, you do have an option here. I run Tough Scoots because the increased armor is just going to be helpful against whether or not you get hit by an apex, or if you get hit by something small, this is going to help you. Whereas the resilient skills only helps you against something that puts bleed on you. Now keep in mind, your bread and butter is pretty much running around and attacking things, so if you're trying to kill stagos, kints, things like that, that put a lot of bleed on you, you might want to run resilient scales, but I feel like Tough Scoots kind of helps you with every type of fight that you're in, versus this one that only helps you in a couple different ones. Even though the bleed healing is nice, but yeah, I just kind of avoid dinosaurs that do a lot of bleed. So Tough Scoots seems to help out a lot, giving you that extra armor. And then of course we have one of our other high damaging attacks, which is Charge, which obviously, as you charge forward in a line, causing damage to anything that you hit. You could go with Strong Legs and try to get the knockback, reduce knockback and stuff like that, and increase bone break healing, but as a Styra, you should not be getting bone break, or bone broken, sorry, and you shouldn't be. I mean, if you get knocked back, you get knocked back, it is what it is, but Charge is such a better option. It does a lot more damage, helps you get in the fight quicker, and it's good for movement, it's good for damage. you know, you might as well go with it. And for the voice, we don't have anything in that category. You can't really put a voice slot in there. So this is the build. It's pretty straightforward, as you can see. And there's not really too much, anything really, I guess, complicated is what I'm trying to say about this build. So yeah, if you guys want to stick around, I will show you guys in a moment some gameplay footage. And yes, I know, before anybody says in the comments, there is 3 DASP clips here, and they're not the same person, alright? I just happen to be running through the, you know, salt flats in different places, and I just come across 3 different DASPs, so it is what it is, you know. But thank you guys so much for checking out the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Alright, peace.